Hey guys, and welcome to the Funky Kid Show on this Sunday, the 8th of November, and this is episode 109. And we have special guest Tony from Raijintek, and we'll be talking about some of the mods and some of the projects that he's been up to, and of course, we'll have a little bit of catch up because we know Tony for many years, and yeah, it'd be great. And of course, we usual bring up the agenda, have a look. And we'll talk about the updates on our Funky website as well as AMD 3D. We've got some nice reviews, and of course, make sure you check out our websites. And then we'll do the special guest Tony, and then we got Rig Builder. Of course, our Rig Builder is our system configurator where we can actually show you how to use the system then to bring up a list of components best matching your criteria for your system build. And then we'll do, of course, our special mods of the week, and we'll have Tony to be our judge. And then we'll do a couple of minutes break after that, and then of course the topic general chat of the show would be the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, and we have one of those right here in our show. We can show you about that in a sec. And then as usual, we do the prize giveaway announcements, and of course our live prize giveaways, yes. And then we'll wrap it up with next week's preview, and then yeah, we'll talk about some of the stuff. Let's have a look at the chat, see who's online. We have Caden. Caden, hi, how are you? And we're just getting the show up and running right now. And let's bring up, let's have a look. I think Tony is also online. Let's see if we can get him. Hey, Tony, say hi.
Hey.
All right, cool. All right, let's have a look at the agenda. Right, here we go. Let's start off with the updates on our website, Funky Kit and AMD 3D. And as you can see, this is our website from Kit, our main site, and have a look at some of the reviews that we've done in the past. Okay, so let's start off with this one. This is Silentium PC Navis EVO ARGB 360 all-in-one cooler, and this was done by Bart. And this one is pretty cool. It's got the ARGB 360 radiator. Look at the size of that, very nice. Perfect for cooling your Intel as well as AMD processors. Very nice. Got some nice fans as well. So check out the review. It's available right now on our website, Funky Kit. And this one had something like how much? This one costs around about 104 euros. Not too bad. All right. Okay, let's get back to the other reviews and have a look. What else? We also have this one. This one was done by Chris, and I made a video as well on this one. This is the Zotac Gaming GeForce RTX 3070 Twin Edge. So obviously, you know, a couple of weeks ago, obviously last month when the 3080 was launched, as well as 3090, there was people scalping, and there was like no graphics cards available. It's a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, so the 3070 is available, and it's of course cheaper, and it's more, I think, more attainable for most users. And this one's not too bad. This was a compact one from Zotac. Very nice. It's got, if you look at the video, check out the YouTube channel as well. Very nice and compact. It's not this huge, you know, the huge one that you see on the reference kind of Founders Edition. So this one's not too bad price. It's around about, I think it's around about $500. Still a bit pricey, but not too bad. It's better than the 700 and the 1,500 for the 3090. But yeah, check out the reviews on our website, the Zotac Gaming GeForce RTX 3070. So this one is almost the same performances, or even better maybe, than the 2080 Ti. All right, let's have a look. Where else? We also have this one, the colorful motherboard. So there's a B550M. So it's the micro ATX motherboard, suitable for all of the latest AMD Ryzen 3rd generation processors. And this was all in white, so it's not too bad. Perfect for system builds if you have a little project that's kind of white themed. So this is the one to go for. And the colorful brand is not hugely widely available. I mean, it's like huge in Asia. I think they're starting to get some of it in Europe, but not heard of in the US. But who knows? We must see some of those brands coming through as well. So this one's not too badly priced as well. Very nice. I like the white silver theme. Very nice. The B550 chipset is a very good chipset as well, and it runs pretty cool. It supports PCIe 4. $199 around, so not too bad. And where else we have here on the reviews? We also have this one, the SteelSeries Rival 3 wireless. So this one is very nice. It's a wireless gaming mouse from SteelSeries Rival 3. I think it's got the wireless Qi charging as well. Very nice. Yeah. So check out the review. It's on our website at funkykit.com. And we also have this one. This one's done by me. This is quite an interesting product. It's called the Storage Backupper. Very unusual. So this one is basically an enclosure. You just put in your SSD in there, or a 2.5-inch hard drive, and then you can actually download the app for your Android or your iPhone, and you can actually back up all your pictures and movies and so on onto this drive right away with the USB cable. So interesting product. It's just an enclosure, but it's very good for mobile and tablet use. Of course, you could use it then for your laptop and PC. It's just an enclosure. But the apps is interesting because you can actually download it from the App Store for backing up all your phone's information. Yeah, very nice. So this one available again on our website. Check out the review. So that's FunkyKit done. Let's have a look at the AMD site. So AMD 3D is our sister site. This is where you have all the latest information about AMD, anything AMD related. So PS5, Xbox, Threadripper, Ryzen, Radeon, anything to do with AMD, you can check out our website, sister site. Obviously, it's got a lot of gaming stuff as well. So, yeah, Ryzen 5 5600X, Ryzen 5. These are the ones that we're talking about, and we have them right here. Right here. Yes, the Ryzen 5. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So they're available right now at price of $299. So the good thing about this processor is that it actually performs better than most people expected. So in fact, the single core scores almost, in fact, maybe if you look at some of this, the league benchmarks out there, are better than the Core i9. Yeah, 10900K. So we've got some testing done today, and we're going to do the review later on in the week. So we'll watch out for that as well. Lots of news about Radeon RX 6800 and the 6800 XT is coming out, and hopefully we won't be able to get some scalping done on that. It should be one graphics card per customer limit, so hopefully that help some of the users. Yeah, lots of information about AMD stuff, lots of gaming news as well, so check out AMD 3D. So that's all the website's done. All right, let's bring back to the screen here. We've got Tony. Let's have a look at the chat then. So we have Benjamin. Hey, Tony, could you actually see the chat on the window on the left? Yep. So we have, you can see from where they're from, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So they're all integrated into the chat into this window. So it's pretty cool. All right. So we have, of course, Kaden, Benjamin, Onizuke. Do we have, let's have a look, Black Suit 666. Yep. And we have Walt Kowalski. Right. Welcome to the show. All right. Yeah, so this is something we try to do every week, and special guest we have Tony. So Tony, tell us who you are, where you're from, what you do, and of course I know Tony for many years. So I'll pass it over to you, Tony. Is Tony? I think he's stuck. All right. Okay. We'll come back to Tony in a sec. I'm not sure what happened there. Hey, Mike. Mike Petron's online. How you doing? And for some reason, Tony's having some technical issues. All right. So, okay. Let's bring up the rig builder. And rig builder is where we actually do the configurator. It's a system configurator which we show you every week. Here we go. I think Tony's back on. Let's have a look. Yeah, Tony is. Rig builder is where we actually do. Here we go, Tony. We have Tony here.
Hey.
Yeah, we were frozen. Yeah, so I was explaining to our users. So I know Tony for many years, and so Tony's been in the tech industries for more than 20 years, I guess. So yes, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what you do, and of course I'll pass it over to you, Tony.
First of all, hi to the complete audience. This is Tony here from Raijintek. Like Winston, one of my oldest friends in this IT business, already mentioned, I'm doing this for 20 plus years already. I live in the south of Germany. I mean, I'm based there. I'm bouncing back and forth always. same as Winston as well. As a matter of fact, we met each other during Cooler Master time in the 2000s,
Oh
right?
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Mm,
So we actually also met in CeBIT. So CeBIT was a massive trade show back in Europe, and it was held in Hanover, and it was quite a big show. So you had Computex in Asia, in Taiwan. You had CeBIT in Germany, Hanover, and then you got the CES in Las Vegas in the United States. So for Europe, it was a go-to place for technology. And I think also this is how we also met with Tony, and yeah, we had some great fun at CeBIT. It's a shame that CeBIT is no longer available, or on the show's gone now. But yeah, the days were from Cooler Master days, and then of course yeah, you also did a stint with another company, like a power company. Is that? Yeah, Zigmatech, right? Yeah. So
yeah,
and then now
I raised.
to Raijintek.
Yeah.
So tell the audience what Raijintek's about. I mean, they do a lot of cases, power supplies, and of course now water cooling. And where do you see Raijintek as a competitor in that kind of field? How do they compare? What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly speak, let me put it like this. We launched Raijintek as an official company because we believe that nobody really listened to the end users, to their users anymore. What we are trying to do is bringing back innovation to this field in terms of price, performance, and supporting our end users in any term that we can. We are very open-minded. We are flexible, very fast reacting. That's a complete, all these bigger companies, they grew so big that they lost somehow. This is my personal opinion. They lost somehow the official line to the users. It's not, nobody's there anymore for them.
Right.
It's like you're talking to bots.
Yeah.
It's not like back in the days.
Yeah.
You remember during Cooler Master in the beginning, let's call it the beginning because Cooler Master was around way longer, but in the beginning there was also always personal relationships in terms of reviewers, in terms of end users even, and all these things got lost somehow.
Yeah. I remember back in the day that say the Cooler Master days, I used to go to the factories or the warehouse where we could talk to the guys, talk to the product manager, give us some advice and give us some opinions and so on, and advice. And the product itself, it was going through phases of the prototypes and things like that. So, and you get user feedback, and then from the user feedback, this is where they change things, add things, and that kind of stuff. And then I think, like you said, some of the stuff is lost way, through the companies to be so big that they tend to lose some of the feedback from the customers, and with I've seen some of the products from Raijintek. I mean, some of the products are really cool. I mean, the cases that you have, I mean, especially the dual. I remember you have the dual kind of motherboard where you have one motherboard on one side and another motherboard on the other side, right? And you were the guys were I think before anyone had it, you guys were really doing it, right? And so,
like I said, we're trying really to be different totally. You're talking about the Payan, the Enyo, for example, the Aris Evo and stuff. Yeah, we're trying to go completely different. I mean, like we mentioned already before, I'm doing this for a couple of years already. And when we develop products, we try to develop it from a really high-end user's point, there is, for example, no other chassis in this price performance ratio that can host so many radiators as well as fans like the Aris Evo or the Enyo.
Yeah. Like you mentioned earlier, that it wasn't just the chassis and the cases, but also power supplies. But then you'll do a lot of water cooling, so the AIOs, the custom loops and things like that. So with those products, do you see a growth in that area, or mostly AIOs or the custom loops? What's going on with there?
I mean, in terms of AIOs versus DIY systems, from our personal point of view, is most of the users, they start with AIOs first. When they get some feeling for the DIY, for the water cooling in general, then later they switch to DIY water cooling. There's nothing else better than DIY water cooling. That's 100%. As a matter of fact, like I said, this is in terms of the cooling performance versus the visibility and the design. There is nothing nicer than a real good DIY looking water cooling.
Right. So of course you mentioned about the water cooling. The water cooling is down to the user's preference. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's basically, for example, I like a lot of the RGB and everything, and like you mentioned, some of the stuff like it's not just about having like just a unit there. You gotta do the tubing, you gotta do the hard tubing, you gotta do the pumps and everything. And I noticed a lot of it was way back. We had a separate pump, a separate reservoir, a separate radiator. Now you have like distro plates. You have the reservoirs with the built-in pumps and things like that. So it's making the user easier to build. I mean, I think way back then I had to find out the right the right pumps, the fittings, and so on. So now you can get full kits ready to go with the pump built into the reservoir or the distro plate, and all you need is the correct fittings and tubing, and there was already in a kit. And I think towards from AIOs, like you said, you get a feel of DIY, and then move on to the kind of the DIY kind of water cooling. So yeah, I think there's definitely a market there where people actually go into DIY. I mean, like my brother's thinking, oh, should I do it DIY? It's going to be complicated and stuff like that. It's a lot of planning. I wouldn't say it's hugely difficult. If you've done AIO cooling already, the DIY is the next step, and you just need the planning, because you need to measure out the pipes. You need to do some bends, maybe. Some people even don't do bends. They just like do fittings, right, to do the 90 degree. So you get 90-degree fittings and stuff like that. So it's much easier. Would you talk to me about, Tony, what about the Raijintek? Do they do fittings for the?
Yeah, fittings as well. We are just like a quite small company still, so we need time to fulfill all the product, presentations, introductions, as well as video material in general. So we just need time, and we're coming up with a whole. I mean, we have prepared another 45 in total. I just had a complete count last week. In total, another 45 product launches within 2020 and 2021.
Oh wow! So a lot of products. Hey, do you need some help with the video? So let me know. I can help you out with those videos.
We can talk. We can talk, mate. No problem.
All right, cool. So so Raijintek, and tell me about your plans. Well, obviously with the COVID, it's lockdowns and stuff like that. What's your plans for the rest of the year and also next year, starting with November? What's happening?
That's quite hard to tell, to be honest. As I'm based in Germany, we just had last week we had the lockdown coming in.
Another one?
So yeah, well, they call it soft lockdown, but they prevent you from going anywhere. You have to wear the masks, like in Asia or in Taiwan, even on the street nowadays. So it's pretty hard to give you a rough schedule about what's coming in the next couple of months, to be honest, because this is based on on the relationship with the distributors and the media and stuff. But nowadays, everybody is just more or less locked down in Europe.
Yeah.
And it's getting worse and worse, to be honest.
Right. So you see more people doing now virtual like conferences, virtual shows, and if you showcase a new product, it'd be all done virtually, which makes sense. I mean, Shannon from Be Quiet, he's moved from Thermaltake to Be Quiet, and he's saying that they're doing a lot of virtual stuff now. And I think this is something where Raijintek can actually maybe step up there, doing their more kind of live online kind of streaming, doing the product showcase and stuff like that. So it could be done next year. I can see this happening now for the next even next year till summer even, because until they have a vaccine, I don't think travel is going to be restrictive. with especially 14-day quarantine, and nobody's gonna do the 14-day quarantine. It's just nuts. There, 14-day there and 14-day back. It's just it doesn't work. But yeah, virtually it could be done. Yeah, cool. All right.
I think that's the. By the way, hi to all the guys here.
Yeah, you can see the chat. Mike Petron, yeah. Mike Petron says, and then another guy says, "Oh, hey, what's Raijintek?" I said, "Yeah, Raijintek's the company," and so there's some work to be done. But I mean, like I said, I mean, my show is it's growing. People still don't know who Funky Kit is. Hey, but we got to start somewhere, right? So yeah, so we got a lot of viewers. So thanks, guys, for joining. Let's quickly do the rig builder. And Rig Builder is our system configurator, and then actually, Tony, this is something that you haven't seen before. I want to show you this. This is quite interesting. So Rig Builder is available on the AMD 3D website. Top left-hand corner is also on the Funky Kit website. So let me click onto Rig Builder, and Rig Builder is a system configurator developed by my brother, and it's actually a place where you can actually input your criteria and then set up a budget, and it'll bring up a list of components best matching your criteria. For example, we're going to go say gaming. And then we go select a budget, say $2,000, right? So we select $2,000, and we'll go for Intel or AMD. So if we go AMD, and then we'll probably go for NVIDIA graphics card, and hit submit. And then what'll happen is it'll go to the Amazon and bring up some prices. And yeah, and this good thing about it is it actually matches your components. So you won't find, if you selected AMD as a processor, it won't give you Intel motherboards. It will go AMD motherboards. Here you go. So we have a list of processors. AMD Ryzen 9 3900X is already selected. So I'll leave it at that. If you scroll down, have a look, you'll see the motherboards matching that processor, B550 or X570. So I might go for say Gigabyte. So select that. Graphics card, selected NVIDIA, so it'll come up with a 2060 or possibly 2070. Now, if you don't fancy those, you can go back and select a higher model. So once you're happy with that, then you go down to memory. It's got Corsair listed already on there. You might choose Crucial and so on. And if you noticed, there's this little gray bar here, right? The gray bar is basically a preferred vendor. So we can actually put a preferred vendor in the top list. So for example, like Raijintek, right? So we can actually put Raijintek in the top list here. So that's something that you could have a think about. All right, so SSDs, we got Samsung, WD, we'll stick with Samsung. And then power supply, I think 850 is fine. So we'll go with that. NZXT is good. You might want to choose Thermaltake or Asus, whatever. Cases, you've got Corsair there, NZXT. I'm going to go with NZXT. I like this case. I don't know why. I just do. And once you're happy with that list, all you got to do is buy now. But it actually buy now. It just gives you a complete summary of the list that you've chosen. Here we go. Gives you a list of all the components that you've selected with the prices. You can actually select the link, and it'll open the product page at Amazon. That's all good. And then you can go back. Now, there's some items are not listed in there. For example, here says here the Zotac Gaming here is not listed, so you can actually go back and select a different graphics card. And once you're happy with that list, you gotta press continue, and it'll go to the shopping cart where you can actually then purchase it via the shopping cart on the Amazon. So that's basically it. That was system configurator from on Funky Kit. So what do you think, Tony? What's your thoughts on that?
It's pretty cool, to be honest. I should introduce you guys to the PC building simulator, guys.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic if you could combine that, from my point of view, with a complete outlook, how it looks. I mean, with a complete design in an in a PIC or just a 3D rendering, how the whole system would look like.
Yeah, that'd be good. I've been working with my brother on this one because it's still in beta stage, and we have a lot of feedback and comments. So, of course, all those things are really helpful for my brother, and actually, then we can integrate some of the new things if we, as we go along. So, yeah, definitely, we can do something like that, like a 3D render of the actual how the system would look. We could maybe add that in the near future. So that system, that's Rig Builder for you guys. Yeah. So what do you think? It's all good, huh? All right.
Good idea, man.
All right. So are you ready for our next part of the show, which is,
it's time for Mods of the Week.
Yeah, awesome. You like the sound effects? All right, the mods of the week, guys. So this is basically all the mods taken from our Facebook group, our Extreme PC modding group, and we have over 48,000 members. So thanks, guys, for joining and becoming a member. Of course, if you have any mods that you want to join, submit, then go and check it out. It's available on Facebook page. Let me just bring up the mods of the week. Here we have the mods of the week. Tony, what do you think of this one? Can you see this? This is a white theme build. It's got Bisky water cooling components, T-Force RAM, and yeah, it looks okay. It's got the ROG motherboard.
I like the color scheme, man.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's nice.
It's got the gold fittings as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a good contrast, gold with black. On the other part, yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. So this one I would give out of 10. What did you give this out of 10? Yeah, 7. I think a 7. Yeah, because it's not a mod; it's more of a build, but it's a very nice build, right?
Yeah, indeed, 7 or 8 max.
And this case is quite popular these days. I believe it's the Antec Torque, right? Yeah, so a lot of people using this one. I see a lot of system builds with this. So yeah, I quite like this one. I'm gonna give this a 7. Strix ROG motherboard. Yep. Yep. Incidentally, who actually builds your systems for shows? Do you have like an in-house team, or do you actually get some modders or builders to?
We do that in-house. We do that in-house so far.
You built any? Did you build any?
With more than 20 years, man, more than 2 decades, you know, for sure I know how to build them, and I do. I'm just preparing a new one on our AM Premium.
Cool. I love to see your projects then once it's fully built. Yeah, definitely. So this one, this one is this video goes on for a bit, but I just want to show you what the distro pick. You see that distro pick there is quite nice. Then you got like the fittings, and if you look, some of the bends are quite simple. It's just a 90 degree, which is quite easily achievable with the the bending kit. So it's not too bad. The cabling is also a very underrated topic, where you still need to have some nice clean cabling, right? Because you don't want cables everywhere. And my God, believe me, these cables are everywhere once you start building a system. And most people just kind of tidied it at the back. But yeah, this is quite nice. I like this one. It's nice white themed with gold fittings, Bisky water cooling components. So yeah, this one I'll give it a 7. I think Ross Trooper, hey, how's it going? Benjamin. And yep, Mike Patrons there. All the viewers, all good. Do you do any water cooling kit for display cards, graphics cards, Tony?
Yeah.
Like the water blocks?
Yeah, the water blocks. Yeah. Everything actually for the VGA, for the CPU, distro plates as well. High-end pumps, such as an Evo.
Hey, what about this one, Tony? Do you like the two color scheme kind of fluid coolant? One's like a yellow, the other one's blue. It's a bit RGB, right? I'll give this a 6. It's kind of weird looking, right?
I rather give it a 5, to be honest, because I don't think the colors match.
All right. Okay. What about this one? This one, it's plain build. Again, white themed it's got this LCD panel which monitors the fans and the cooling as well, the temperatures. So nothing
special. Nothing
that stands out. It's a clean build. It's got the Zotac RTX card in there. Is that deep cool or ID cooling?
That's deep cool, yeah. That's deep cool. Yeah.
Yep. And G Skill RAM, so that's nice. Yeah, nothing special about this. I'm gonna give it a 6 for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, agree with that.
Yeah. So I think AIO is still a very popular cooling solution. Of course, people comparing it with what about air and cooling? Oh, look at this one. AC modified. So this one this has got like a purple and white theme, And
Remember the old Cooler Master scheme?
yeah, it's got
It's nice. It's nice. I like that. I like that. I really like that.
yeah,
White and purple. It's really a good combination.
right. Is that the graphics card is I'll show you the graphics card later in a sec. But yeah, very nice purple and white theme. It's got the Hall of Fame Hoff Galax graphics card,
Yeah.
and the cabling is unusual because you don't usually see them light out like that. Oh, that's the rear. Okay, that's the front. Okay, and AC modified. Got the logo. It's a decent build. I'm gonna give this. It matches really nicely. I'm gonna give this a 7.5, possibly 8.
I don't agree with you. That's definitely a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it an 8.
I mean, look at it. Look at the angle. Everything is proportioned.
Oh, look at the distro
Look at
plate.
the angle of the vents, man. Look at the angle of the vents.
Oh yeah.
It's really, really nice and well thought. I mean, you just mentioned it previously. The better you plan, the better the outcome.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's true.
That's a perfect example. That's a 9.
Yeah, 8.5 then. I'll change my mind. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I do like the nice themed. Oh, look at this one. Very clean. Very just so slick looking, right? Look at this. It's got the same graphics card as the Hoff Galax GeForce, but it's got the chrome tubing, chrome fittings, and it looks so nice. What do you give out of 10 for this one?
It's extremely nice, but I think, if you stress yourself so much with the tubing, with the radiators and stuff, why don't you put the GPU underwater? Makes
True.
no sense to me,
Oh, this is funny. This one. This one is a mod with whiskey. It's not real whiskey. It's just a little thing like that. But yeah, you can see the little kind of design there. It's quite funny, right? Jack Daniels.
That's pretty nice. Really nice.
Just for the fun design, I'm gonna give it 8. It's not real whiskey, by the way. Okay, it's not real whiskey.
I'd rather give it an 8.5.
Yeah. All right. So there's more. You can see the this fun. This is the XPG SSD, M.2 SSD there with the RGB. But yeah, it's a nice themed build. I quite like it. It's fun. It's got the Jack Daniels kind of theme with the bottle.
Can I see the complete build? It's just always.
Yeah. All right. This one is very plain build. Nothing special, but it's got this black and orange theme going on. I still couldn't figure out what the power cable for the graphics card is. Why is it hanging out like that? It looks a bit. It kind of like blocks the tubing, right?
Yeah, the view a little bit.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it should be behind the tubing.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm gonna give it 5, possibly 6.
The colors theme is pretty nice, to be honest, and the rest as well. I give it a 7 or 8, to be honest. It's just the mistake with the VGA power cables. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's not too bad. This one, it's got the G-Skill RAM in there. It's got the EK fittings, EK water cooling components. But EK's they're based in Slovenia, right? European company, yeah.
Yep.
All right, look at this one. Look at the bands on this one. I'm not sure if they did it like, is it a mistake? But the bands on this. It's weird design.
This happens when you before you start this, drink too much whiskey.
But hey, mind you, it's got the GeForce 3080 in there with the border block already. So it's a recent build, and so I'm guessing that little bend on the tube, like a little swerve, like a roller coaster. And we're back onto this one then. So yeah, so what do you think of the builds on our Extreme PC modding? It's
Pretty nice, to be honest.
yeah. So we try and get some mods out there every week and see what mods are available. And some of the ideas that these guys come up with are amazing. Some of the builds are really good, very clean, very well thought out. You know, with all the bends and the tubes and stuff like that. And then you got some scratch builds. You know, the proper mods that with the cutting and the sawing and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely a something that, you know, the modding community is quite alive. You know, people say, oh, it's a very niche market. Yes, it is a niche market, but the community is so vibrant and alive that, you know, some of the ideas, like Mike Petrons, for example, he's like a renowned modder. He used laser cutting, and he does some crazy mods. He builds mods for people from companies, and you know, he's worked with people. Companies like IBM and BMW and things like that. So yeah, amazing. All right, so we got Areas 25 AU. We got APS Switch, all good, and Mr. TV 001. So welcome to the show. All right, so those are the mods of the week. So hope you enjoyed that, and of course for you guys, we're gonna give you a clap because yes, you're definitely worth a clap. Because you are
awesome.
All right, Tony. All right, we're gonna go have a couple of minutes break, and we'll be back after this little video which we done a couple of weeks ago, which is basically our kind of what we do, what we've been up to, and that kind of stuff. So enjoy the video, and we'll be back after this. Okay. hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a video that we did a couple of weeks ago to show you guys what we're up to, how we do it, and every day, every week. All right, so we're back to the show, and let's have a look at the chat. We have, hey, Raijintek, yeah, that's you, right, Tony? Yeah, and we got Brett Murphy, and we have Onizuke, Aries 25s. Yep, Jason, awesome video, great. Thanks, guys, for joining. All right, we also have we have Mike patrons. Yeah, we got a lot of viewers online. That's great. Okay, so let's talk about some of the new things that are happening last week, and that was launch, of course, the Radeons, and the previous month we had the launch of the AMD Ryzen series, the 3000 series processor using the Zen 3 architecture. And let's have a look at some of this stuff right here. We have the Ryzen 5 in our hands right now. Check it out. Ryzen 5. Yes, it's the Ryzen 5 5600X. Yes, we got one of those. And we'll be doing a video as well as the testing and benchmarks later in the week. We'll show you that next week. So, Tony, what do you think about the Ryzen 5 3600X, the price and also the performance?
Yeah, there's nothing to add. AMD did a great job on that. Price performance wise, there's nothing. It's incomparable to any other CPU at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, price wise, it's amazing. $299, and it performs almost as, or sometimes even maybe some people say better in single core than the Core i9. You know, the 10900K. Of course, it's still 6 cores, 12 threads. So if you have multi-core threaded processors and, of course, you know, applications, then of course the Core i9 will beat the Ryzen 5 5600X. But in terms of the price and performance-wise, it is one of the better chips you can get right now. You know, I mean, this is the reason why I got it. If you go up now to the next level, the Ryzen 7 and then the Ryzen 9 as well, the prices go up, and of course you pay for the premium with the more cores and so on. But what's good about this is that it comes with 32 meg cache as well as a very low TDP of 65 watts. So Tony, 65 watts.
Quite ridiculous, really.
I mean, even my laptop processor is higher than that. So in terms of cooling and of course performance per watt, this is one of the best out there. And of course with that you can also overclock it a little bit more. So I haven't tried overclocking it, but I'm sure with the right cooling and the right settings I should be able to clock it past the 4.6 boost speed to say possibly 5, 5.2, possibly 5.3. But with these processors, you don't need a lot of overclock. I mean, it's as fast as it is already by default. So, you know. But yeah, have you been building systems with these processors coming up in the next projects?
You're talking to me?
Yeah, Tony.
I'm more into the TR4 models.
Oh, TR4, that's the Threadripper, right? Yeah, so the huge kind of high performance desktops with the huge amount of cores, right? They got one with like 64 cores. That's the highest end one they have. That's nuts. 64 cores, 128 threads. What?
Yes, that's crazy indeed. I mean, company, to us it makes sense, you know, to especially work on those. Those 65 watts chips, it's none of a problem to cool them.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But high-end chips, it's always you know, there is the competition.
Those high-end chips can have like TDPs over 250 watts power usage. I mean, so what kind of cooling do you need for that? I mean, the cooling must be crazy on that, right? And the cooling, I mean, is it just purely water cooling, or how does it have to have dual loops? What's going on with that?
I mean, you can go either that way or that way. It depends on this way or that way. You know, you can go for full high-end air cooling, but you can also go for an AIO cooling. We are currently actually developing an AIO dedicated for the TR4.
Wow. Okay, that's unusual.
Yeah, but this will be most likely for industrial use.
Right.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, with the TR4, I mean, it's a very specialist type of board, and obviously workstation, high end kind of people doing a lot of rendering kind of stuff. So what's the market on that? Is it a growing market, or is it just something that is just purely high end for specialist or niche market? What's do you see it? Do you see a change with people doing a lot of video work? Does it help with all the calls for streaming?
For video cutting itself, for rendering, I believe there's really nothing better than that.
Right.
Combined with RAM and a good GPU, there's really nothing better than that. I just recently did a build for one of my friends who's working for German television, and compared to his 8K Euro HP workstation,
right,
it is almost cutting or rendering just in time a 4K video.
Wow.
Material.
So people are now doing 8K video editing already?
That's
4K,
just
nuts.
4K.
Oh,
No,
4K.
I said
4K.
4K, not 4K. Because currently there is no stream in 8K at the moment, real one.
Right.
Real, So we tested that, we worked on that, and he's very, very, very happy. Especially since we cut the costs half.
Right. Do you need specialist RAM for that? Do you need like specialist kind of high performance RAM, and of course high speed SSDs and things like that, right?
We used the G-Skill, the high performance ones, and yeah, I suggest so because the AMD, the Ryzen series, also the TR4 series, they always get some push in terms of performance when you use good RAM.
Right. And there's a question I want to ask you. I mean, when you get systems like that, is there any need to overclock or any need to push the RAM to the higher speeds, or do you just run everything by default?
Not really. If you want to get some, I mean, for myself, I have no time for overclocking and playing around, to be honest. But as a matter of fact, if you render 24/7, you might get some extra minutes or seconds, in terms of performance, But to me, it makes no sense,
Yeah.
So I didn't do it yet.
Yeah. So probably like me, like a lot of people, overclocking is not something that you need to do every day. If you want to play around with it, yes, but by default, the speeds of the chip, the speeds of the RAM is fast enough for everyday use. Yeah. There's no really need for overclocking. I mean, yeah, there's people do that professionally, overclock and stuff like that, or break records. But for the average user like me and you, the speeds at default is fine. As long as you do like the simple settings in the BIOS, like the XMP, just click that once. And the CPU already does a lot the turbo boost by itself anyway. So in other words, if the chip says turbo boost 4.6, the chip doesn't actually run at 4.6 all the time. It'll drop down to the base clock speed of say 3.6, and then if it requires the boot beast to for rendering or whatever, then it kicks up the turbo boost, right? So yeah.
True.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that's the topic of the show. We have the Ryzen 5, and we have it right here, guys. See that there? The Ryzen 5. Get yourself one of these, match it with the B550 motherboard, and you'll be having a superb system for gaming as well. Amazing. So we have a review on this and the video out later on this week. All right, so Tony, we're gonna do a prize giveaway live. All right, so it's time for
this week's live prize giveaway.
All right, okay, so we got one of these to give away, guys. It's a Phantom Gaming ASRock. It's a super huge mouse mat. Right, look at this. It's all boxed up, very nice. Look at the size of this mouse pad. Look at that. Oh, upside down. Just get that for you guys. So Tony, what do you think of this one?
It looks pretty nice, to be honest.
Phantom Gaming ASRock, very nice thick quality. You can see that there, very nice thick quality. Oh, amazing! It weighs quite heavy too. We're gonna go one of these give away right now in our show, and as usual, we want you guys to type something in the chat. So Tony, what do you think? What do you think they should type in the chat window? And then we'll pick a winner from the chat. What do you think they should type?
Just type in why you need it.
Okay.
Or better said, what would you do for it?
All right. Yeah. Okay. So here we go in the chat right now. Give a reason why you want this. What are you gonna do with it? And we're gonna pick a winner from that chat. Okay. So guys, all you need to do is type in the reason why you want this, or possibly what you're gonna do with it. Okay, in the chat right now, and we'll pick a winner. So as you continue with the chat then, so Tony, apart from obviously the lockdown, there's not a lot of places to go, a lot of places to do. So I've actually done a couple of things. I've got some projects lined up. I've got an Antec build that I need to do, and that's the whole reason why I got this Ryzen 5. And the Ryzen 5 is something that I've been looking out for, because anything higher than the actual price of $299 is not kind of I want to do a system build, not the cheapest, but kind of medium priced, kind of mainstream kind of budget. And we've got one of those to build. And the thing is now, do I do water cooling, or custom loop, or AIO? What's your thoughts on that? What do you think I should do? AIO or?
Honestly speaking, with 65 watts of TDP, there is no need for DIY. Just use an AIO.
All right, AIO. So okay, cool. Got some advice from Tony.
AIO.
Yep, AIO with the. Do you want 240 or 360? What do you reckon?
240 is totally enough, man.
240 is good. Yeah, 240 is good. Yep. And then RGB or no RGB? RGB, right?
No chance.
If you don't have RGB, right? If you don't have RGB, it's not a build. So we need the RGB. Okay. Yeah. Which brings up to the point. Raijintek, do they have RGB fans? Right?
Man.
Okay. So RGB fans are for both the radiator or case fans, and you have them in different. Do you have them in different speeds, or do you have a pack of 3? Or how do you actually sell them?
Yeah. We have everything. We even have RGB plates, all in ARGB, like digital, 5 volts. We even have RGB plates for our radiators. We have RGB rings. We have RGB, whatever in RGB you can get it. Name it, we have it, more or less. The question is if we launched it yet. That's the point.
Right. True. With so many ARGB stuff. It used to be back in the day. Remember back in the day we had cold cathode tubes, right?
Yeah,
it's just a blue light.
It was actually the best-selling item in Cooler Master Europe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, all you needed was I think it was a 12 volt like a Molex connector, and then that's it. Yeah, it didn't turn. It just turned on. It didn't have any effects. It was just on. And then from cold cathode, we had some LEDs on the fans, and they were just blue or green or red. They didn't change colors. They didn't, you couldn't program them. It was just red, blue, or yellow. And then moving from there, we had the first RGB fans were just on the. I think they were on the motor, kind of around the motor, right?
Yeah, true.
And then I think, and then people started doing RGB fans, but they weren't programmable. I think the programmable ones came later on, where you had a software, a controller, which you can do the switching between red, green, or blue, right?
Yeah.
And then the whole kind of market blew up with all different RGB programmable and stuff like that, and they were just the colors. They weren't what we call addressable RGB, right? So ARGB stands for addressable RGB, which means you can actually program the fans. For example, you have 3 fans, right? Imagine if you have 3 fans, one's red, one's blue, one's green, and you can actually program them to rotate at different colors and have a pattern and so on. So this is where ARGB comes in, and you also have parts of the whether it's a fan or whether it's a RAM, parts of the RAM change to a different color, and so all ARGB now. Yes, crazy.
True.
All right, cool. Right, so we're gonna pick a winner. So what we have here then? Let's have a look at the chat. We have my mouse mat is getting old and it's falling apart. Says Lost Trooper, and then Syed says all the things from ASRock. I'm gonna use my mouse pad also. I'm gonna get my large mouse mat. I would stand on my head and do a double backflip. Says Aries 25 EU. ASRock mat will replace my crappy tiny one which he had before. Fast boy says I don't want a mouse mat. Currently I'm using a desk. Okay, the mouse mat would be very nice. Oh, it would be useful for him if he had it. Okay. Onizuke says my gaming and video editing fingers could be crossed. I want it so I can give it to my son. He doesn't have any mouse mat.
Good daddy.
Good idea. I'm going to game with this one. I want it on my clean desk. I have a small one, so I want a big one. Says Jason. What do you think? These are all good replies. Or shall we just randomly pick one?
Just use a random one, man.
Okay, here we go. So as usual, I'm gonna scroll my mouse up and down. I think Tony can see it, right? My scrolly up and down.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna go do this countdown. Ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wherever the mouse lands, you are the winner. And we have Max Van Duin. Oh, okay. So you're the winner. Let me just type that in. What's his name? Max Van
Duin. Must be a Dutch guy or Belgian guy.
You are the winner. Well done. So we're gonna give you a clap.
Awesome.
Yes. Max, all you need to do is send me your shipping address, of course, your full name, shipping address, and telephone number to media@funkkit.com. So I'm going to type that in. So make sure you do that, and we'll ship that out as soon as we can. Okay? Media@funkkit.com is in the chat right now. You type that in. Send it your name, full name, shipping address, and telephone number. And you got to win one of these. Yes. It's the massive Phantom Gaming mouse pad. Look at that. Look at the size of this. Very nice. Very nice quality too. So well done, Max. All right, so we move on to some of the competitions available right now on our website. And this is something that you need to do and check out our website. So let me just switch over to the site. And if you have a look at the prize giveaways, we got this one to give away for this month, November. It's a prize giveaway 115, and we're giving away a massive $200 US Amazon gift card. Amazing. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, pretty nice.
So
I can use it for Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. Buy some upgrades. Buy groceries if you need to. Whatever. It's yours to spend, right? So $200 Amazon gift card, and you can actually use it Amazon Germany, as Amazon UK, US, doesn't matter. As long as there's an Amazon store in your country, you'll be able to use that or redeem it. And yeah, so all you need to do is watch a couple of videos on our website, on our YouTube channel, and then click onto the Give Lab to go through some of the entries. You can watch a video, like our page, and so on. So yeah, closing date is the 28th of November, so you have plenty of time to enter the prize giveaway. So we've got 6,000 entries already. I've got 20 days left, so just another 3 weeks. So a massive prize giveaway is the $200 Amazon gift card. So yeah, make sure you do that, because if you don't, then of course you got to be in it to win it, right? All right. Okay, so Tony, what else have you got for us before we close up?
Nothing really, to be honest. Just stay tuned. Check out. Let me know if you want to get our press releases. If you want to stay tuned, just go to our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and we keep in touch for sure.
Yeah, of course, and of course, maybe later on in the year or even next year, early next year, me and Tony could have something together. We might even have some live builds, streaming. We could even have some live product introduction, live prize giveaways. So watch out for that. I'm sure Tony will come up with some goodies as we obviously do this live show every week. And of course, you guys is what is important. We want to give you guys the content, the videos, of course, all the news and updates from our website, funkykit.com, as well as AMD 3D. And of course, visit our websites and don't forget to share our social media. So thanks, guys. I think that's pretty much it for this week. Until next week, we have Stephen Fung. Yes, he's our next special guest for next week, and he will be joining us, talking about some of the stuff that he's been into. Camera tech. Yes, he's into cameras, filming and videos and stuff like that. So we'll talk about him. Of course, he has a very long lineage of tech knowledge. I think he's been around for quite a while, just as you and I, Tony.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. So great. Thanks, guys, for watching, and thanks, Tony, for joining our show. And we'll see you as soon as we have. And of course, Tony will be joining us again once we have more news and updates from Raijintek, and of course, we have any projects that we'll work together. We'll be sure to bring that over to you guys. So thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining. See you. Tony, bye.
Goodbye.